Welcome, my friends. I hope you are having a fantastic day so far. Thanks for joining me today. We're gonna have a little fun today. We're gonna do some strength and core work. It's gonna be kind of intense, so it'll be about a 15-minute or so segment with me today. I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be fun. So just to start out, just to kind of bring ourselves down and to focus a little bit, we're gonna find a seated position that feels good. And we're just gonna sit up really tall, feel that length in your spine. Feel how the core engages as you lift through the crown of the head. Close your eyes and we're just gonna take a few breaths. Let your hands find a comfortable place to rest. We're gonna let that belly be soft. Full deep breaths in and out through the nose. Fill your belly with that breath, that energy, calming, energizing. Now remind yourself to enter this without an ego, with a smile on your face, an open heart, and an open mind. Each time we come back, and you can come back as often as you like, challenging yourself with this strength and this core. It's fun, it's energizing, it's empowering. All right, my friends, open those eyes. To start, we're gonna come to boat pose. On our bottom, hands are gonna come behind the thighs. We're gonna rock back to the point where we can lift those toes. Our shoulders are rolled back, our spine is nice and long, and our belly button is drawn in and up. So if we're taking care of our lower backs today, we're gonna for sure keep our hands behind the thighs, or even perhaps bring your hands behind you for more support. If your back feels awesome and you wanna challenge yourself, extend your arms out nice and long. Breathe, belly button still drawn in. So notice if you're scooping out, if you're hollowing the tummy and the chest, we really wanna keep that spine lifted, lengthening, reaching. Now let's close those knees and flex the feet. So at any point where you feel shaky, it's right where you wanna be. Now if you like, lift your shins. So creating that tabletop with your shins, keeping that belly button drawn in. How's your upper body? Have you hollowed out? Are you still lifting the chest? If you like, extend your legs. Feet are flexed or toes are pointed. Shaky's good. We like shaky. Now slowly lower the legs. You don't have to, and you can always bend those knees. So as we lower the legs, we're gonna hollow out the tummy and chest a little bit. I like to call this banana. Pull it back in to boat. Bring the hands behind your thighs. Rock forward, round over. Give yourself a little break. Stretch out your back. Butterfly. Doesn't matter how close the heels are to you. Just let your upper body fold forward. Now slowly starting at your tailbone, roll it up. One vertebra at a time. Hands just slide up your shins to sit up nice and tall. Let's sweep those feet around and come up to tabletop. Hands are shoulder width apart. Knees are hip width. Core is nice and strong. We're gonna tuck our toes and we're gonna lift our knees just an inch off the mat. So we're strengthening through the shoulders, through the core, through the quadriceps. Holding here. As you exhale, extend the legs. Shift your weight back towards your heels. Inhale it back to that hovering tabletop. Knees remain an inch off the mat. As you exhale, extend the legs. Shift your weight back towards your heels. Inhaling back to that hovering tabletop. We just want to warm up through the hips, the core, the shoulders. One more time, exhale, lift the hips, extend your legs. Inhale it back to that hovering tabletop. Release your knees, sit it back to child's pose. So we get ourselves in proper alignment. As we extend out to child's pose, those fingertips are reaching out towards the top of your mat. Just a nice long stretch for your back, for your shoulders, for your neck. Now as I say proper placement for your hands, your feet, as we come into our down dog, we extend our arms out nice and long, hands shoulder width apart, spread your fingers wide. We lift our forehead, tuck our toes, and press your hips to the sky. So our down dog, where the feet are, hip width apart, where the hands are, shoulder width apart. As we inhale to high plank, that should be our perfect plank position, without having to move the hands or the feet. Shoulders right up over those fingertips. We lengthen through the crown of the head. Core strong, we're just gonna hold plank. Okay, so plank is one of the greatest strengthening poses that you can do. We really want to make sure that we haven't dropped our hips. Always better to have the hips a little bit higher than to let those hips sag. Ultimately, just working to make a nice straight line. We lift out the shoulders, we lengthen through the crown of the head. One more good breath in. As you exhale, lift your hips to down dog. Just a little break. So we're going to intensify that plank position. If it feels right to you. If it doesn't, just come back and hold plank. Holding plank again. Awesome. Inhale it back to high plank. Now to intensify, keeping your gaze towards the floor. Core is strong. We lift our right leg, flexing our foot. You'll feel your glutes and your hamstrings engage. You'll feel those hip flexors engage down the front of that left leg. If you like, shift your weight to your right hand. Left arm extends. A variation of bird dog. You can do this with that back knee down as well. And release. Center your weight. To the other side, we shift our weight to our right foot. Left leg lifts. Flex your foot. Shifting your weight to that left hand. Right arm extends. Find your breath. And release. Lift your hips to down dog. Big, full, deep breaths. Inhaling to high plank. Toes or knees, one push-up. Again. One more time. Lift your hips to down dog. Find your breath. Shifting your weight to your left foot, right toes to the sky. Keeping that right leg high, inhaling it to high plank. Super. Dial down. Press the up dog, release your foot. And exhale it to down. Gently sway your hips side to side. So often on our yoga practices, we really focus on that lower body. So this core, an opportunity to build strength in that upper body. Equally important for our overall well-being. Good posture, good balance. Coming back, shift your weight to your right foot, left toes to the sky. Left leg can stay high or you can release it down. Inhale it to high plank. Super slow, mount. Take your time. Hug those elbows right by your ribs. Press it through dog. And exhale to down dog. Alternate bending knees, walk it out. Take this opportunity to fill those lungs. To let go through the shoulders. To feel the power in the arms and the core. Exhale, release your both heels to the mat. Inhale back, knees to the mat. Sit it back to child's pose. Find your breath. As you're ready, back up to down dog. That inverted V. And we inhale it to high plank. Releasing that left knee to the floor if you like, otherwise legs stay long. We're gonna turn and extend right arm to the sky. Now your gaze can be straight ahead, or you can look up and find the base of that right thumb. That knee can be down, or those legs can be long. Feet can be staggered or stacked. We turn our gaze to the sky if that's okay for you. And if you like, lift that top leg, flex your foot. Again, shaky's never a bad thing. Just means you're working hard. Slowly release that right leg down. Slowly release your hands. Come back to plank. Lift your hips to down dog. Shifting your weight to your right hand. Left hand reaches across to the outside of the right leg. Taking a hold anywhere along the leg you like. Find your breath. And inhale it back to down dog. Exhale, let those heels sink. Inhale into high plank. Forgive my back to you. We're gonna release that right knee to the floor, rotating your body and extend. Left arm to the sky, reaching as high as you can reach. Now again, that knee can be down. Legs can be long, feet can be staggered or stacked. Gaze up towards the sky, straight ahead, or down towards your hand. If you like, lift that top leg, flex your foot. Find your breath. Extend out of that shoulder. Slowly release your leg. Slowly release your hand. Rolling back to plank. Lift your hips to down dog. Shifting your weight to that left hand. Right hand reaching across to the outside of that left leg. Hips are high. Let that tension go in that right arm. Find your breath. Releasing that right hand back to the mat. Inhale it to high plank. Crocodile down. Press it through up dog. Back to child's pose. Now you're welcome to take a few extra breaths here. You can use this opportunity to grab a little drink of water. As you're ready, go ahead and walk your hands up. Let's come over onto one hip and sweep the feet around. Once again, moving back to the core. Legs are long, point the toes. Inhale, reach to the sky. I'm gonna turn sideways just because I feel like that's a better position for me to be in so you can see. Circle the arms around behind you. Fingertips point towards your bottom. We're gonna lean back onto those hands. Pointing your toes, press and lift through your heels. Lift your hips to the sky. So really working through those shoulders as well as the core, firing up those glutes and those hamstrings as well. So we are working to make a nice diagonal line down the front of our bodies. Now if you're down, that's okay. We're gonna press as high as we can lift. Breathe. Coming back, bottom down. We've been to boat before. Find your boat. Shoulders are soft. Now we were in reverse plank. We're gonna come to reverse tabletop. So where we were on our hands and knees, we're gonna flip that over. We're gonna place the soles of the feet to the floor, feet hip width apart, hands behind us, fingertips point towards the bottom. Press and lift your hips to the sky. Reverse tabletop. Working to make 3/4 of a square. Gaze is either straight ahead towards the sky or towards your belly button. Squeeze your buns. Lift your hips. Release your bottom. Come back to boat. Boat feels pretty good at this point. Find your breath. We're gonna do one more of those, either 2 of the same or 1 of each. I'm gonna do 1 of each. As you're ready, feet down, hands behind, press and lift. Breathe. Just your best. Your breath will guide you. Your body will tell you. Release your hips. Come back to boat. Give those wrists a little roll. Find that big breath. And as you're ready, we have 1 more. Either reverse plank or reverse tabletop. Here we go. Press and lift. Your best. Squeeze your buns. Find your breath. Let it go. And release. Back to boat. Awesome job. Once again, bring the soles of the feet together. Just round forward. Let your head be heavy. Big deep breaths. Once again, starting at the tailbone, we slowly roll it up. Let those hands slide up. And as I turn to face my friends, I'd like to thank you for joining me today for some strength and some core. May you have an amazing day. Take care of yourselves. And until the next time.